special announcement expected from the Prime Minister this morning as the country records a high record number of COVID-19 cases in a single day. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis will speak at a news conference at 10 o'clock from the steps of the Cabinet. His message is expected to be centered around the escalating number of COVID-19 cases. Grand Bahama alone accounted for 20 of those new cases. The Prime Minister warned on Sunday that a lockdown for that island is likely if those cases continue to climb. The Prime Minister's remarks will be carried live right here on the ZNS television network at 10 a.m. Now, the 21 new COVID-19 cases recorded on Monday bring the total number in the Bahamas to 174. Now, health officials advised that case number 154 is a resident of New Providence, and cases 155 through 174 are all residents of Grand Bahama. Health officials were not able to provide further details of the 21 additional cases. However, they do indicate that investigations are ongoing and a complete update of details will be published later. There are now 101 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in New Providence, 59 over in Grand Bahama, 13 in Bimini, and one confirmed case in Cat Key. As health officials continue to investigate those cases, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, declared in his national address that with no vaccine available just yet, the virus is very infectious and is easy to catch and pass on to others. He again reminded Bahamians to follow the public health advice.
I wish to remind you that it is mandatory to wear a mask or proper face covering in public. It is not good enough to just have it over your mouth with your nose exposed. Physical distancing is a key weapon in limiting the spread of this deadly virus. So, we strongly recommend that you stay physically distant. When you are out, maintain your distance. When you do not have to be out, stay at home. If you have no reason to be out, stay at home. And of course, wash or sanitize your hands regularly.
The Prime Minister is confident that the Bahamas can continue to be a model nation in the world when it comes to COVID-19 resolve and response. But he maintains, though, we must do it together.
Countries and peoples who do not follow sensible public health advice and policies will have more deaths, they will have more sickness, and most of all, they will have more chaos. For those who spew negativity or misinformation on social media, remember that you are not immune to this virus. If you lead our people wrong, then we will all be affected, including you.
Minister of Tourism and Aviation, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, says there is no evidence to link the recent surge in COVID-19 cases to tourist arrivals into the Bahamas when the country's borders reopened on July 1st. Keishla Adderley reports.
As COVID-19 cases surge, tourism is experiencing a second wave of restrictions. No commercial travel from the key U.S. market, as announced by Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis Sunday in his national address. But as Tourism Minister, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar clarifies, it's not a total U.S. citizen ban.
The Bahamas is open to the United States. You just cannot come here by commercial aircraft. You can come here by private aircraft or by pleasure boat. And so that was incorrect, and we're going to correct that.
COVID-19 cases surged by more than 50 since the borders were opened to commercial traffic on July 1st. Negative COVID-19 tests were mandated for incoming tourists and Bahamians, but so far, Minister D'Aguilar says it appears all the cases have been linked to returning Bahamian citizens. He thwarted opposition suggestions that the opening of the borders was not properly managed.
Unfortunately, citizenry took advantage of their increased ability to travel, and you will see that all of the cases are really domestic grown, and the foreign visitors are seemingly to date not impacted us. Unfortunately, you could not create two separate economies, and you couldn't create two separate sets of rules. So of course the rules must apply to all, and in our attempt to get our citizenry or the number of cases in Grand Bahama back under control, the Prime Minister felt compelled to do what he had to do.
What he did was close Grand Bahama's borders. Meantime, returning to normalcy is nowhere in sight, but that doesn't mean the load is easy. Minister D'Aguilar says the reinstatement of Parliamentary Secretary Travis Robinson will be advantageous.
And there's so many other programs that I would love to do that simply time doesn't permit, just because I'm spread over so much. Attempting, and especially now with the pandemic thrown in, you know, who would have thought 2 months ago we had to develop a program to screen people to come into the country? So that takes time, and to work it through and make sure it's working and so on and so forth. So I desperately need the young man to come in and help me.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Government's ban on commercial flights to and from the United States begins tomorrow. Meantime, international flights and charters, as well as pleasure craft and yacht trips for Bahamians, residents and visitors will be permitted. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, confirmed that he and the Bahamas ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Sidney Colley, have spoken with U.S. senior officials on the matter.
They understand that we're trying to manage very dynamic circumstances. And that with this COVID pandemic that we face all over the world, everything is always very fluid. It's very dynamic. And sometimes we're forced to make decisions that are not popular, that we would not wish to make, but in the interest of Bahamians, we will make the decision necessary to keep Bahamians safe and to balance the economy of the Bahamas with the health and safety of Bahamians.
Now, with Bahamas consulate offices over in the U.S., COVID hotspots like Miami, Atlanta, and Houston, Minister Henfield stated that the diplomatic corps is ready to help any Bahamian in need.
We are standing by to assist Bahamians who might find themselves trapped abroad in these instances of closures. We will do all that we can, as we do all over the world, to assist Bahamians wherever they are in the world who may find themselves trapped outside of the Bahamas. Due to the closure of our borders, to assist them in however way we can to ensure that they're okay.
The Ministry of Finance confirming in a statement that Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, received a negative COVID-19 RT-PCR test result this past Friday, July 17th, after learning he was exposed to a positive case earlier that day. Out of an abundance of caution and on advice, Minister Turnquest has voluntarily entered self-quarantine. He continues to perform his functions as Minister of Finance, working remotely from home. An emergency medical technician in the capital has tested positive for COVID-19, and 10 persons connected to the EMT have been placed in quarantine. Now, according to a statement from the PHA, there's no travel history, and exposure points to community spread. As a result of this, the necessary sanitization has taken place, and ambulances as well as the impacted EMS locations have been professionally cleaned. Meantime, EMS services continue as usual and may be contacted by calling 911 or 919. Now, the public is reminded to utilize the service of EMS for emergencies only, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. Well, many aspects of COVID-19 remain a mystery to healthcare professionals. In this report, Cleopatra Murphy discusses the long-term implications of COVID-19.
Having been discovered in late 2019, National Director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, says there is much more to be learned about COVID-19, including the long-term impact that health officials are learning about daily.
There can be lung damage. In fact, there are patients who've had to get lung transplants, and that is an extreme complication, but notwithstanding that, patients can have significant inflammation in their lungs. We're finding out some of them may have cardiovascular complications that is affecting the heart. And just about 2 weeks ago, we heard that it could unmask diabetes.
Officials have also reported rare cases of pediatric inflammatory multisystem syndrome in children, an illness that can lead to long-term coronary damage. Forbes says to date, the Bahamas has not had any of the serious complications that some countries have seen. The possibility of persons previously diagnosed with COVID-19 being reinfected has also emerged, and Forbes says what is known about COVID-19 was based on other coronaviruses like SARS and MERS that provided some immunity.
Immunity could be anywhere from months to up to 2 years. And so it was thought that there should be some immunity from this new SARS coronavirus too. Although we don't know how long that will be, it can in fact be waning. And there are reports that the antibody response, that's what makes someone immune to an infection, could wane over a period of time. And so it is indeed possible that if the antibody response wanes, persons will be able to be reinfected. But we wait to hear more about that, and we will learn more about that as time goes on.
Forbes adds that recovery period can be protracted in some patients. A recent study by a German university also suggested that previous exposure to some coronaviruses like the common cold could provide a degree of immunity against COVID-19. Forbes says it is too early to tell conclusively.
Sometimes in some viruses, we wonder if there's something called cross-protection. So you've heard of that, for example, with the flu virus, influenza. There can be cross-protection between different strains, but we don't know enough about SARS coronavirus 2, which is causing this new outbreak, to know if that is the case.
Until the Bahamas gets COVID-19 under control, Forbes encourages everyone to do what they can to prevent the spread of the virus. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, wet roads are continuing on this Tuesday morning. On the other side of the break, a look at your overnight traffic, as well as tips to motorists when maneuvering a tricky traffic intersection.
Are you in a fight against debt? Or maybe you need financing for additional expenses? BOB is ready to fight for you. We are ready to rumble and help you knock out debt with the lowest consumer loan rates in the Bahamas on debt consolidation and easy top-up consumer loan. With BOB in your corner, debt doesn't stand a chance. Apply today for your BOB Easy Top-Up or Debt Consolidation Loan. Call 397-3000 or email us at loans@bankbahamas.com. BOB, your bank. Our solution.
Hi, welcome to Dream Girls. We offer a wide variety of hair care, and your everyday beauty needs.
Here at Dream Girls, we carry a wide variety of products for natural or relaxed hair, such as ORS, Care, and Shea Moisture. We also carry a large selection of weaving, braiding, and crochet hair. You can expect to find a private wig room, a large variety of products, and service with a smile. Whether you're shopping for a party, a corporate event, or your everyday working woman, Dream Girls can make your dream become a reality. Live your dream, experience your dream, Dream Girls.
We have 3 convenient locations to serve you: Village Road Shopping Center, Prince Charles Shopping Center, and Legacy Plaza located on Prince Charles next to BTC Cash and Go. Here at Dream Girls, enhancing beauty becomes your reality.
We Buy You Sell offers the best in impact windows and doors. The first line of defense in protecting your home and family with premium designs and affordable pricing. We can make your dream home a reality. We also stock a wide variety of tiles such as porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We offer the lowest rates in the country. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy You Sell. Come and see us today.
We'll be with you through new beginnings. and sunset endings. Through toil and many tears. Through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
BTC is with you every step of the way. I'm loving it.
We're devoted to keeping you connected to work, school, and each other.
We're here to answer your call.
We have a virtual store and concierge team that delivers in-store services to your front door.
We have implemented a self-install process for your convenience.
We're always upgrading our services to improve your telecommunication experience.
We do this because we care about our customers.
And we're here with you every step of the way.
Traffic is building up on our streets at this hour. Lloyd Allen and the traffic team is standing by with a look at what's happening on our streets overnight. Good morning, Lloyd.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Well, good morning, Ladon. Good morning, Bahamas. It's a Tuesday morning, and as I said previously, the roads are wet. However, we are advising drivers to drive with caution and care as you're making your way to your various destinations. This morning, I'm joined by Corporal Patrick Kemp from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, who's giving us an initial look at overnight traffic. Good morning, Corporal Kemp.
Good morning, Mr. Lloyd. Good morning, Bahamas. Within the 24-hour period, we've experienced some 10 accidents, and which appear to be very serious accidents. And as you stressed a while ago, we are encouraging persons to continue to drive with due care and attention. This is a problem. The persons are not being courteous, persons are not planning their route, persons are not leaving out on time and a reasonable time so that they don't have the speed. Speed in a lot of these serious accidents is a factor. And we are encouraging persons to please drive with due care and attention. Wear your seatbelt. These children that are in these vehicles, we are encouraging persons to seat those kids in the back. This seems to be a very concern of ours, with these persons driving with these children in their laps and in these vehicles.
Now, as we're here this morning, another component we're talking about is for vehicles in the northbound lane attempted to turn right, or even vehicles in the southbound lane attempted to turn into the gas station here. What should happen at this intersection?
We're here at East Street and Soldier Road for persons who are traveling north on East Street. As you approach the junction of East Street and Soldier Road, you'll notice that it appears to be a third lane that will cause you to make a right turn onto Soldier Road. It is not a third lane for the drivers out there. That lane there is actually an available lane for persons who are heading south who wish to enter into the Esso gas station. And I'm going to ask persons to please be mindful of that. Be courteous. It is not a third lane, and it is only a dual carriageway coming off for East Street, heading north, continuing on to East Street. And we ask that you please leave that available. It is a no-drive zone for persons heading south, and it is an offense. You can be ticketed for it.
Oh, wow, I wasn't aware of that, but some great information there, of course. Any final words? I know motorists are continuing on their journeys throughout the capital. Roadworks, Johnson and I spoke about it yesterday. Any other reminders for the motorists as they make their way here in the capital or throughout the country?
I'll stress it again, Mr. Allen. All right, speed is a major factor in a lot of our serious accidents that are occurring now throughout the island and throughout the Bahamas. We've had two major accidents that occurred, one on Prince Charles and the other on Independence Highway, where in both cases kids were involved. One is an 18-year-old baby girl that's in serious condition. 18 months, my apologies. That's in serious condition. And it's due to the fact that persons are not planning their route. And I gotta stress, please, plan your route, leave at an appropriate time so that you can avoid these things occurring. Also, persons are still driving on their cell phones. That is still a no-no. You will be put before the court if you're caught by officers doing so. And please, continue to wear your seatbelts. Very important. A lot of these accidents, persons are hurt seriously because they don't have their seatbelt on. You know,
I joked about it with Officer Camp earlier. Even when persons come into my vehicle friend or foe, I tell them automatically, this car isn't going to drive unless that seatbelt is on. So hopefully that advises and helps some other persons to control persons coming into your vehicles and protecting them as you're making your way throughout the streets here in the capital and throughout the country. Reporting here from East Street and Soldier Road for the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
A two-car collision on the Independence Highway last evening has left 2 people in serious condition. Among the injured is an infant child. Traffic police provided more details on the scene of that accident.
One vehicle reportedly that was traveling in a westerly direction that came across the median and collided with a vehicle that was traveling east. As a result of that crash, the vehicle that was traveling west with one adult male, he suffered serious injuries. His vehicle was airborne, which collided again with the vehicle that was traveling east, and then he collided with a tree and also came to a final rest on top of a wall. The vehicle that was traveling east had an adult female, an adult male, and an infant child, female child. That child condition was said to be in a very critical condition. The child is said to be unresponsive, but breathing on her own.
Meanwhile, head of immigration on Grand Bahama giving an update on the cleaning progress of an update on the C.A. Smith complex, which was recently shut down as a result of COVID-19. Here's Jay Philippe.
Just last week, the C.A. Smith government complex was completely shut down for extensive cleaning after an illegal migrant detained at the Department of Immigration holding cells in the building had tested positive for COVID-19. Hubert Ferguson, Assistant Director of Immigration, says the building has since been completely sanitized.
That has been completed. It has been cleaned. We give it a chance to air out and we reopen on Friday. Our office is still in quarantine, probably another couple of days. I am satisfied with the cleaning process and everybody back to work now.
Ferguson says members of the enforcement team who were quarantined over the past week is expected to return to work soon. He notes that some additional officers have been screened and are expected to be tested soon. He says work continues at the complex that houses several other government agencies.
The mere fact that they reported for duty means that they're satisfied with the cleaning process. So we're ready to, it's not almost business as usual. Okay, so we would like to invite the public to come on in, and we're still practicing social distancing because of the COVID-19 pandemic that we are undergoing right now. So,
with the recent increase of COVID-19 cases in Grand Bahama, Ferguson says additional measures will be enforced for immigration officers to reduce the possible spread of the coronavirus.
We will definitely try to keep a social distance to ensure that the officers are safe and so forth. And whatever we can do, we're in the process of getting some thermometers too, so we can do some testing as well.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
The Economic Recovery Committee, along with the Financial Services Subcommittee, hosting a virtual financial town hall meeting on Monday. The event bringing together stakeholders from the financial services industry to discuss the local economy. Among speakers at this event was Governor of the Central Bank, John Roll, who outlined the progress being made with the central bank's digital currency program, which is expected to be introduced nationally come this October. Roll says security and regulation remains a focus.
It's not as rich as we would have liked because in the case of the pandemic, you don't have the same sort of physical contact. Our great emphasis right now is strengthening the security, the cyber resilience of the infrastructure, making sure that all of the participating financial institutions meet the benchmarks around the security of their systems. So that is something that is ongoing right now. In addition, there will need to be some preliminary public consultation around what the contours of the regulatory system would look like. And I would suggest that it will focus a lot more on the data protection and consumer issues that I hinted at earlier. And so in those respects, you're looking at the standards that would apply in the payment space generally, and how we address it in this sphere in terms of central bank digital currency.
Rose says a number of professionals are on the ground introducing the pilot to residents. He adds, though, that technical integration is also a priority.
The third element, other than security and regulation, which we're focusing on, is completing the technical integration with the automated clearinghouse so that if you have a digital wallet, you can just transfer the money to your digital wallet from your bank account using the online banking facilities. And similarly, money is getting back into your accounts.
The newly appointed Minister of Health, the Honorable Renwood Wells, received his letter of appointment on Monday, one day after Prime Minister Minnis announced the cabinet shuffle. The Prime Minister temporarily assumed the cabinet portfolio of health after the resignation of former Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands in May. Meantime, Minister of Labor, Senator the Honorable Dion Fowlkes, has assumed new responsibilities for the transport and local government cabinet portfolio previously held by Minister Wells. And the Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, has been reinstated as the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism. He took the oath of office during a brief ceremony at Government House yesterday. Also, with the growing unemployment concerns in the country, Minister of Labor, Senator the Honorable Dion Fowlkes, is addressing employment woes as he again issued an appeal to employers.
We are talking to employers throughout the country to encourage them to maintain the level of employment, the highest level of employment possible. We're very pleased, I am very pleased as Minister of Labor, that the government has decided to extend the unemployment benefit by 13 weeks. Both the assistance rendered by the Ministry of Finance to persons like straw vendors and hair braiders, tour operators, taxi cab drivers, to extend that, and also the unemployment benefit. I think that has given a lot of relief to a lot of Bahamian families. But the fact of the matter, until a vaccine is discovered, or until there's a serious decrease in the incidence of persons that contract the virus, our economy will not fully recover.
Government agencies and non-government organizations to deploy their emergency management strategies in an exercise which will test just how prepared these organizations are to deal with the next major storm. Here's Antoine Smith.
The numbers keep changing from 16 now to 20 named storms. Again, we just have to prepare just in the event that any one of them approaches the Bahamas.
As a fairly busy hurricane season heats up over the Atlantic, officials at the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, are attempting to enhance the way they prepare and respond to dangerous storms. This time with an August 17th exercise dubbed Restoration Islands and Keys, an operation planned in conjunction with U.S. emergency partners to ensure safety systems are in place across the nation.
But in every single island, where there's an administrator, he or she, they are the NEMA's representative or coordinators. So we also want to test and see how they would respond to their islands, their respective islands being impacted, even though we're trying to coordinate from here. But we need to make sure that the mechanisms in all of our islands are in a position to respond to anything that may be occurring in the islands.
NEMA Director Captain Stephen Russell says the agency has been paying close attention to the challenges that came with Hurricane Dorian, using the after-action report as a rubric for the upcoming exercise to enhance the organization's precautionary measures. Russell says in order to prepare, the country must now look at the changing landscape of these storms and adapt.
So we have to do some things different. We saw over the past 5 years the storms are coming with tidal surge. Storm surge, I should say, ranging from 12 feet and what we saw in Abaco and Grand Bahama last year up to 28 feet of surge. So we now have to sensitize our Bahamian public. God forbid major surge comes to the area. We have to order an evacuation, be prepared for immediate evacuation.
And in navigating what may become a frequency of superstorms like Dorian, Russell says the agency is looking to acquire some life-saving apparatus, maybe some small boats, and a strengthened communication system. But the main goal, he says, is giving Bahamians more time to prepare.
The key thing is working in collaboration with our Department of Meteorology. We hope to have a lead time in terms of these major storms. Okay? We know that 7 to 10 days, we'll have some indication. These 7 days, 3 days, 5 days, we'll know how storms are approaching.
Antoinette Smith, ZNS Network News.
And stay close. The morning edition is back right after this.
Having a policy with Bahama Health is more than just health insurance. It's about feeling good knowing that your health and wellness is covered. It's about the confidence you feel knowing that your card is accepted by over 50 pharmacies and 400 local doctors. It's about peace of mind, knowing that when you travel, you have comprehensive coverage and our overseas partner is just a phone call away. It's about the security you feel, knowing that you're an important part of the family.
Join the family. When we talk about Bahamians, we talk about a diverse people with very different dreams and goals. What we have in common, what makes us truly Bahamian in our hearts and in our souls, is our love of this beautiful country, our faith in the Almighty God, and our unshakable belief that we are each our brother's keeper. Happy anniversary of independence, Bahamas. From your family at Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory, your partners for quality health care, East Avenue, Centerville, just below Centerville Food Store. Bonaventure Medical Lab offers confidentiality and comfort while making your lab experience pleasant and relaxing. Our experienced staff gives service with a smile. We accept all major credit cards and insurance co-payments.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory is now open in the Sandyport Plaza, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Centerville location is open daily, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1.
COVID-19 continues to impact the Bahamas and the world. ZNS Network is here to keep you informed on this growing pandemic.
We are in a race against time.
With team coverage, hourly updates, news, and special reports with information that is important to you. ZNS Network is your best choice for COVID-19 coverage. No other station covers the Bahamas better.
Make the switch to Pennzoil. Purchase a quart or more of any Pennzoil lubricant at any Shell station, and you could win $250 from BPL or from Kelly's. You count on your car. Keep your engine clean and responsive with Pennzoil. And when you purchase a quart or more of any Pennzoil product at any Shell service station, you could win a $250 gift certificate from BPL or from Kelly's. Ask for Pennzoil at your favorite Shell. Promotion runs until August 12th.
Let's stay COVID-free. Remember the 3 S's. Sanitize, social distance, and stay inside.
Repairs are underway at public schools in Grand Bahama. Contracts were signed valued at $4.5 million. Government officials toured a number of those schools to inspect the progress. Here's Jamila Mizik.
The tour began at the Hugh Campbell Primary School, one of the schools significantly damaged by Hurricane Dorian. Workers could be seen adding finishing touches on the repairs done to the school. A new roof is now in place, and work continues on the inside of individual classrooms. The Jack Hayward Junior High School and the Maurice Moore Primary School also receiving noticeable repairs. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says the progress is tremendous.
We're pleased with the progress that the contractors have been making. We believe that this will be ready for school One good thing that we've seen also is that the roof work has been done very quickly. And that's important because if there is a hurricane that comes, particularly with respect to Hugh Campbell, Jack Haywood High, and Maurice Moore, that we would be able to be in a position to use these as hurricane shelters because the outside has been completely done and the roof work really has been done. So we're very pleased in terms of the work that has been done.
Minister for Disaster Preparedness Management and Reconstruction, the Honorable Iram Lewis, is thanking those who are working on the projects, adding that his ministry continues to focus on rebuilding resilient. He says the regular asphalt shingles on the schools prior to Hurricane Dorian have been replaced.
We have asked the contractor to build back stronger by not using only nails, but to use screws to ensure that they are fastened down to the rafter system even better. We are not replacing the asphalt shingle with regular asphalt shingle. We're now using a more heavy-duty architectural shake. At both Hugh Campbell and Maurice Moore School, we have more than 62,000 square feet of classroom on the roof. So we have at least 125, 130 square feet of classroom on the roof now in these areas. And one of the things that Minister Thompson spoke to earlier, we're looking at using these facilities as possible hurricane shelters. So we are building back better, we are building back stronger, and based on our new protocols, we are ensuring that these buildings are now transformed to suit the COVID-19 protocols and whatever needs we may have down the line.
Now also on hand for the tour was Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, who says he and Education Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, have made a commitment to ensure that hydroponic and aquaponic systems are in the schools throughout Grand Bahama.
This tour gave me an opportunity to once again look at locations that would be appropriate. We've pretty much decided on where the locations are going to be for the majority of schools. And before we open in September, we would have hydroponic systems in a number of the schools throughout Grand Bahama. We've already made commitments with several principals for aquaponic systems.
Jamila Mizik, Sadanes, Network News.
In late June, it was sadly reported that retired police pop band member Noel Adderley Johnson, also known as a singing policeman, passed away at his home. In this story, Lloyd Allen speaks with members of his family who say his gift touched many and that his love for music and family will live on.
He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him.
Noel Adderley Johnson, better known as the first singing policeman, made his exit from this world a few weeks ago. But according to his wife, Leah, he was a man like none other from the time the two first met more than 50 years ago in Eleuthera. She says he worked in several areas before settling as a member of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. And once there, he found his love for life.
That's when it first started at road traffic. Valentine, he would come and perform to me, and that happened for years, and all of the persons who was there, they were excited during that particular time.
Stay close, we've got more right after this.
I'm free to live my life, yeah, yeah. Free to be me, yeah, the way I wanna be. Doing the things that I wanna do with my family and my crew. Styling all the way through, 'cause I got it covered. BAF has got me covered. I'm free to lie on the beach, stare at the sky, working hard at what I feel. Check my new wheels, just relax without strife. Make my girl my wife. I'm living my life, hey, BAF for life. Yes, I'm living my life, hey, BAF for life. For life. Yes, I'm living my life, hey, BAF for life. For life. Yeah, FS got you covered.
The medical technologists, with the help of lab aides and phlebotomists, test all bodily fluids to provide results. Without this group of professionals, the physicians, surgeons, and nurses will be handicapped in the management of their patients. Our Our test results clearly indicates if you suffer from any kind of disease or illness, be it cancer, diabetes, AIDS, or even the flu. It is important to note that even while you are asleep, we're testing. While you're in isolation, we're testing. While you are in lockdown, we are testing. BAMAT wishes you to remember that medical technologists, phlebotomists, medical technicians, cytologists, cytotechnicians, histologists, histotechnicians, microbiologists, pathologists, and lab aides all work as a team to get results for you. So please, stay home for us. This announcement is brought to you by the Bahamas Association of Medical Technologists in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
And it's time now to get in a new workout position with Downtown Natasha Brown.
Come on down, Natasha Brown has got you with the ultimate fitness. I will do whatever it takes to be better than I was yesterday. I am my only competition. Hey! Welcome to another Downtown segment. We've got just aerobics for you. Ready? Let's get started. Go here, right here. Yeah, here. Okay. Right
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys waited today. Can I take your order?
I've been jonesing for some grouper tread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. When a hurricane alert is issued for your area, which indicates the possibility that you could experience hurricane conditions within 60 hours, you should begin the initial stages of preparation for the storm. When the storm is 48 hours away, a hurricane watch is issued. Once a watch is issued, be sure to get updates from the Met Office via television or radio. Get your battery-powered radio ready. Keep your emergency supply kit, blankets, and sleeping bags handy, and keep children and pets indoors. Be sure you have extra cash and a car tank full of gas. Fill all prescriptions. A hurricane warning means that a storm with winds up to 74 miles per hour or more is 36 hours away. At this point, secure all windows with shutters and plywood. Place your valuables in a waterproof container and store them on the highest floor in your home or in the safest area. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Not being able to do one's profession during this pandemic would actually turn into something a bit more worthwhile. Here's Charles Fisher.
Gidget Rami needed something to do during the lockdown, and instead of just laying back and wondering how she was going to make it, she made it. Just ice cream.
Because I'm usually busy. My profession is I'm a beautician, so I don't think I would have been doing this at all. Well, I was surfing YouTube. Actually, I didn't start with ice cream. I started with granola bars. And then I don't know, I was on YouTube and it just boredom, I guess. And then just going through, different stuff. I said, hold on, ice cream, this looked easy. So I decided to do it. But I mean, it wasn't that easy because starting out, it was, you had the wrong whipping cream and I had to perfect it. So now that I've done it for the past couple of weeks, I think I've got it down pat.
All the sweets are 100% homemade.
I use a blender. So the blender, you get about 6 cups. Wait, that's the 6-ounce cups. And then with the 8-ounce cups, you get about 4. So, that you can whip up about, say, it all depends.
So you're so used now, you don't have to measure, just with the put it.
Right. I didn't use the measure, but I did use a whole can of condensed milk.
Now, getting the natural ingredients to keep up with the demand is something else.
I've not been able to find the nut to guava, but it's a soursop in season now, so I'm going to try the soursop. And the mango, we have a lot of mangoes now, so we pulp the mangoes, so that's all natural. I really don't use too much of the artificial stuff. I try to keep it natural.
So with that in mind and the taste in my mouth, what are all the flavors?
I have done about 20 flavors. I have butter pecan, I have rum raisin, blueberry, strawberry, lots more, chocolate swirls. I do a lot.
Normally sells $3 and $5 cups.
My family are my biggest critics. They were. Now they're my biggest fans. And my school group, CC Sweeting Cobras, oh boy, they were the biggest critics also. But everybody, they seem to like it now because they said, okay, Nikki, you got it, you perfect it, so.
When things get back to normal, will you still be making it, or are you going back into that hair business?
I'm still in the hair business, but, this is I have to see how far it goes.
Well, I know I should not be eating this. I was trying to get my beach body in shape, but the beaches are now closed again. I think I'll try one or two. Yes, LaDawn, I'll be bringing you back one. One for Randy, one for Agatha, one for Betty. And none for you guys in the newsroom, only the morning edition crew.
And it was really, really good yesterday, Fisher. Thanks a lot. The COVID-19 pandemic is providing more time for families to spend together. And as Kelsey Johnson tells us this morning, one couple is seeing who can reel in the biggest catch.
The catch of the day hauled in by the First Lady didn't sit well with Levon Johnson, the husband who bragged about being the best. Even though he had to watch the fish flop around on D.G. Charlton's line, Johnson said it's all about family time shared together. Johnson, Charlton, and the three kids spent their afternoon fishing. Their favorite spot is Prince George Wharf, where the fish are biting.
We enjoy coming out fishing, it's relaxing, family time, that's something we just love doing. This definitely brings the family closer because the kids love the fishing. I love fishing and she loves fishing and also, it teaches them that, when they grow up, if they, happens to don't have a job, they could go there and try to catch something for their family to eat.
The old adage says, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Johnson is doing just that.
At first, they got the lines tangled and they drop the line down here and the little picker baits, I call them. They pick up the little, pick the baits and, pick up their line and they just take them off and throw them back in. But they learn after time goes by.
So who taught you and who taught you how to cut bait?
Well, my parents from Andros, and many summers I used to go to Andros and we go down fishing through the creek and stuff like that, so I learned just watching my grandfather and my dad, them, throw the line out because my uncle, them, they fishermen. And so they know about fishing and I just watch them and I go on from there.
So if you're still worried about how Johnson feels about not pulling in the first fish and his wife having bragging rights over him, well, here's his response.
Well, I was expecting to catch the first fish and the biggest fish, but, she happened to catch a fish before me. It's kind of embarrassing, but, it's good, too, because we still gonna have a meal on the table and we can, whatever we catch, we're gonna share, cut it up, and we're gonna share that.
But honestly, who's the better fisherman between you and her?
Well, she being the better fisherman so far. For the last couple of weeks, she been catching the bigger fish. If you was out here on Monday, you will see she caught a big fish.
So you're not embarrassed to say that?
A little bit, but like I say, once it get to the plate, everybody get their share of the fish.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
Fishing is definitely a whole lot of fun.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the bank of solutions.
stay tuned to the ZNS Network, your best choice for local, regional, and international news coverage. We invite you to stay tuned to the ZNS Television Network for a live news conference with the Prime Minister at 10 o'clock this morning. And just before we go this morning, the Morning Edition team would like to send out a special happy birthday to our colleagues, Mr. Provocative himself, Gerald Miller, Takia Ramming, and Neil Benjamin. Make it a great day, everyone. And that's a wrap for us this morning. For the entire morning team, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a fantastic Tuesday, everyone.
Blessed shown by the stars above. What goes up must come down. Here's a man that is born of a woman, has about a short time to live. All the agreeable needed feeling.